This is me and my review of PollVault. Um, and actually, let me get back to it. I've actually went on PollVault a little bit before, um, and I was recommending it to some friends, and then I thought, well, why don't I go use it? So actually, I do have a purpose. I'd like to vote early, and I'd like to use the last election in the primaries. I found a recommendation from the San Francisco League of Pissed Off Voters, which was excellent. It wasn't on PollVault, but I found it. I don't know how, just surfing the internet, whatever. But it told me to vote for Bernie Sanders, which I liked, and everything else was agreeable, and I didn't have to check everything. I just kind of followed their recommendations and didn't even think about it because I really don't have time to do research and investigation on local candidates. There's lots of misinformation out there anyways. So I thought, well, having recommended PollVault to somebody as a way of democratizing information, I would go back and check my vote plan. So I find PollVault in Google. That's how I get there. The first thing in any user experience review is how did you get to the website? So I'm going to go back there again. And it starts out here. It does not remember me, apparently. I can log in or sign up. But the first thing, I didn't even notice those. The first thing, I was hoping to see a ballot. I was hoping it would be smart enough to know where I am by IP address lookup and take a guess, but it didn't. So I'm kind of repeating what I did just about 15 minutes ago to show you all in the review. So I put in my review 94103, hit enter, and it works. I see my ballot. Now, Green Party, yeah, so this has been updated. It does seem to remember me somehow, even though it's asking me to log in. These are, in fact, the choices that I had before. Well, no, actually, it's not. This is from last year, I think. Yeah. I don't know where it's getting this list, but I know about how this works. So I'm somewhat familiar with the mental model of how this works. Basically, we've got these people up here that recommend things, and this is my vote, and I can check here and say, yeah, I'm going to vote for Hillary Clinton, or I used to be able to. I thought I could just check there, but now it's asking this, and this happened before. It seemed like the first time I don't want to add a comment, so it seemed like last time I could actually just check this box and it would let me fill in. It would select it for me. But it doesn't seem to let me do that now. So what I did before, I don't know. It seems like I checked one. I want to see the full ballot. Okay, so it wants my street address. 1067 Street. And find my ballot. That makes sense. Okay, good. So I've got the federal and the state ballot here. And yeah, I thought I had managed to check off Jane Kim just by checking it. Or one of these, but maybe I was confused. It highlights over, like you can check it. I think that clicking here would check yes, green. But that's not what actually happens. What actually happens is it gets me this where I can add a comment. So I don't want to add a comment. And I struggled for this for a while, and I added a comment. Voter approval required for revenue bonds above $2 billion. Sure, why not? Save my comment. Great. And what next? Okay, so it saved my comment. What do I need to add another comment? This is for Proposition 53. I can select. So I didn't initially realize these were clickable. And I think it would help if none were currently highlighted somehow, like in a tab, or like there was a box around it. Probably a box. These need to be more objectively buttons. I tried clicking on this, your vote, it doesn't work. I tried clicking on this little bubble, it doesn't work. I tried clicking on this, nothing happens. This works. I can't click on this. So really, guessing the hit states is a little difficult. I can't click here, can't click there. So that's a little non-intuitive for me, at least. I actually struggled with this and almost gave up after about 3 minutes of clicking this and this before I realized that this was not a legend. I thought this was a legend, like what you can do or something, I don't know. So let's click the yes. Okay, so then it says yes there. Good. And how do I get back? I have to close the window, the pop-up? Okay, well, fine. You know, this could all be handled with a tooltip, right? Like, you mouse over it, or you click on it, and it does a little tooltip that gives you options, and it should be laid out stacked. So, like, select here on top, and it should say select your vote here, and it doesn't need this. So just select underneath that the words your vote, and then yes, no, or none. But it should currently tell you what it has, what I've selected. Like this is none, right? So shouldn't none be in bold or underlined or something like that? Something to tell it both. Oh, and I can't click on the words. That sucks too. So you know what I'd really like is a little box around this, none, right? And if I mouse over this, a little line goes over here that says no, and here a little line says no, highlight with the whole box. And this is just distracting. It should say select your vote over here, or actually your vote here, and it should select that way. Maybe pop it up a little bit so that if I selected no, the no is raised, or it has a little tab, or some really, really obvious way of letting me know what's going on. Alright, so, display of legislative bills prior to vote. Public, yes, I think that should happen. And then I need to close it again, which is ergonomically difficult. I have to move way over here. The problem is there's no hierarchy, right? I don't know if I go here, and here, and then here, and then here, and then here, or do I go here? It would be nice if it were just a column, I think, with this, with your vote, with Proposition 54 on top. And what does this word vote mean? That's just crazy. It should say, get rid of the word vote. Put, this should be your vote. Instead of select, it should say your vote. And one of these should be raised or popped up with a line around it to make it really obvious that that's the one I wanted. And maybe the other should be alternatives or something, I don't know. Lots of ways to display it, but this isn't the best. That does change there. I can't click it. Changes here too. Yeah, okay. So I see what they're doing. They're showing me, I guess, what it looks like. It's at least the same size as down there. Well, that would be a good trick, only this should be your vote here, right? It should say select your vote. It should say your vote right here on the left, and it should have a big green. So if we move this whole thing over here, and then we change this to, and then this says change to, and then it gives you yes, no, or none. Lets you do something like that. All right. So what else do I like and dislike about this? So I wanted to find the San Francisco League of Pissed Off Voters. The first thing I wanted to do was actually, I found a lot of these before when I was here. I don't know why it's remembering different names than when I logged in just a second ago, but oh no, these are the ones that it does remember me. So how do I log in? Yeah, good. At least it works with, well, it almost works. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Alright. That's not going to work. Let's try logging in. Let's try logging in with Facebook. Review the info you provide. And we see your friends list. I don't really like that, but whatever. I don't know. What are they going to do with it is my question. All right. So now I've got all these different things, right? Okay, so I don't want those. I want the San Francisco League of Pissed Off Voters. This is from last election. Just take a quick tour of your ballot. All done. Remove this tour. I guess that's okay. It's a tool tip. It's a sort of page tip. I generally don't want to do that. I'd really just like to. Really, KQED is good. California Green Party, Republican Party. I vote against them. San Francisco Bay Guardian, San Francisco Republican Party. Wait, California Republican Party, San Francisco. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of California Republican Party. I think that's redundant. So I can right-click. No. I can drag it off. No. I click on it and it goes to their little details about them. That's great, but I'd really just like to remove it from my list of considerations. So I'm going to hit the back button. Okay. How do I move the California Republican Party? Plus 42. No, don't get to do that. There should be like, isn't there a way to do that? Like upvote or downvote or remove it or something on here? I don't know. So this I ran into this problem earlier today, and I finally gave up. I was like, there's no way. Maybe you need to click on advisors here or something. I don't know. It's probably like in some hidden menu that you got to do that. How inconvenient. There should be like a little edit here, button here, right? To edit your advisors. Maybe even have it say edit advisors or choose advisors or something. There is add, which isn't bad. So I eventually ended up clicking on add. I figured, well, I'll at least add the ones I want. And read something here, and I saw this, and I'm like, okay, all right. So there's lots of these, and I didn't really understand it at first, and I'm still not sure I do. I figured out, though, that the green ones are the ones that are actually my advisors. It'd be better if they had a checkbox by them or something. So, vote pro-choice, AFL, Burnham Heights, Drumaclan. So, I want to get rid of California Republican Party. So, if I click it, I figured out it goes away. Yeah. And that means it won't appear on my advisor list. And that is nicely reinforced here with view selected 5. Although it shouldn't say view selected, because it's, to me that looks like a command. Like, if I want to view the selected, I click, oh, that does work. Okay. So I was on view, it defaulted to view all. View selected and view all. Alright, that kind of makes some sense. Took a little confusion. And do we have the San Francisco, do I still have, no, I don't have the San Francisco pissed off voters. Pissed, well, no, it doesn't work. So let's try view all, then it works. So then I can click it, and then it goes there. Alright, and then I can view selected. Oh, and just for fun, I want to type in, I want to check the socialist recommendations, or the communists, see what they say. I was talking with them kind of about some things earlier on a socialist website. So alright, view all, nope. Socialist. Well, we have Green Party, right? California Green Party, yep. And Green Party of the United States. Sure, I'll select both of them. I think they're going to be redundant. Probably the more specific one is what I want, California Green Party. Anyways, no. Communist. No. Feminist Majority Political Action Committee. Not sure what that is. San Francisco. I like the rainbow thing. I'll go ahead and go with that. So what is this? Uses PollVault. Wants to be your advisor. You ask to be your advisor. Currently your advisor. Oh, so this is like a legend for the colors. Congratulations, you are the first of your friends to discover PollVault. Please invite others to join. That's good, and this is probably the right place for it. It would be nice if I could have them join and see my recommendation and pre-fill the selections, so I could give them a link to what happens if I share. PollVault, see your viewing. Doing a video review on this. Okay. That's great, but I would like to have the option of giving somebody a link to my personal view, so they can see what I'm voting and why and who I'm selecting, and maybe even copy all that. So I can just say, here, use this, vote like I do. Here's my voting guide, right? With a paper voting guide, I could say, hand it to someone and say, here's my voting guide. And it would have, vote on this because San Francisco Women's Political Committee says so and these people say so, and it'd have all that. Can't do that with this, can I? How do I share my ballot instead of just invite them to use PollVault? Painful and annoying. Alright, so done. This is probably not the right place for done. Just visual hierarchy, you'd expect it to be there maybe. I guess it's not a bad place. It's obviously a button, which is nice, but then these are... Why aren't these obviously buttons? I don't know what we're doing there. It looks like one of these buttons, right? So that kind of makes sense, I guess. So what will done do? Will done get me back to ballot? I'm thinking done will take me back to ballot. Yeah, it does. Okay, that's good. Alright, so I can do that. Let's see, is there anything that are easy? What are this? These at least have an opinion on everything. Democratic Party is not bad. What's the, here's the San Francisco. Anything they say, I'm going to agree with. Alright, so Jane Kim, yes. I want to click them. So this is what happened before. I click there and I'm like, no, I don't want to add a comment. Alright. No, still don't want to add a comment. How do I say I want to check this? Okay, I can't. No. You know what it should be? It should be right here. When you click on it, you get a little tab that says, that you can, like, a little pop-up menu. Check. Voting for. Right, so these should be in a pop-up menu, these here. And it should be right on there with a little comment too. Yeah, so a pop-up with this and a comment is all we need. But it needs to be placed so it doesn't obscure it. So if I click here, the pop-up should be like right here. It should have my 3 choices, which I can click on, and the ability to add a comment. Simple, easy, intuitive. Alright, so I'm going to do it the hard way. Yep. And I'm going to add comment. What about Jane Kim? She's great. She's helped me and my neighbors with her housing policies and actions in city public hearings and local legislation. Save comment. Okay, that's not bad. This here should really, though, instead of comments being down here, just make it like a discussion thing, right? Comments I've entered here on top. So take this, put it up here. We don't need that. We don't need that. We just put it up here under over the comments, and then underneath is a blank. 2 boxes. One box says add a comment. This says add a comment. Has my old comment, and this says add a new comment in gray letters over the box, and we probably still need the save button. It says I can control who sees your comments on the followers page. Can I click on followers page? No. Why not let me click on followers page? Okay. Anyways, let's do that. Followers. Only selected friends, but Only select friends below to let them see your ballot choices. I want everyone to see my ballot choices because I want to send them a generic link that says, here's my ballot choices. You should vote the same. What's this? View selected. That does nothing. View all. That does nothing. Done. I assume that takes me back to ballot. Let's see. Yep. Want followers though. Only friends below let them see your ballot choose. Only the friends chosen below can see your ballot. So I guess it's only letting me share this with... So only my Facebook friends, I guess. If my Facebook friends first join, then I'll see them here. Then they can see my ballot. Well, that's a little annoying. I want a URL I can send to anybody I don't know or do know that says, here, look at my ballot. Why is that so hard? Alright, well, let's go back to ballot then, fine. And let's take a tour, see what this says. I'm going to stop this though and do the tour as another section. Right, I think. How long have I been recording?